How you guys doing? Are we ready to freezer to grill? In 30 minutes, we're gonna do 10 recipes. I saw this on Instagram and I thought I need to recreate this in my life because number one, I never have enough time to think ahead, defrost, marinate, and get it ready on the grill. And number two, I love the idea of freezer meal cooking, but I don't love all the work that usually comes with it. So my favorite part about all this, you guys, I'm gonna show you here behind the camera, behind the spices. This is everything that you need to do this, all on one cutting board, plus my olive oil. Olive oil and the chicken is in the fridge. So we're not going to be pulling chicken out yet. We're gonna do that completely at the end so there's no cross-contamination. I am so excited to get this started with you guys. So 10 assembly line, everything has been pre-written. As you can see here, I've got two of these guys. I'll put the link in the comments afterwards. These are from Amazon. They are basically little holders for your Ziploc bag. So I got two to test just to see if they were really worth it or if we could do it without. So we're gonna do some of them without, some of them with, and we'll put it to the test and see if it gets messy or see if it's really worth it to get those things. So let's get going. The first thing we're gonna do is every single bag is going to get a 1/4 cup olive oil. I get mine from Costco. Get whichever one that you guys like in your family. And what I love about this is that they're all the same. So every bag gets a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then the recipe actually calls for a pinch of salt in each recipe, but we're gonna be using SPG from Epicure, which is salt, pepper, garlic, and tonight I learned that there's also some parsley in there. So it's just got extra flavor. It's gonna go well with every recipe. So again, less to think about, less to try to remember. If you wanna recreate these seasonally, if you wanna do different proteins, you don't have to use chicken at all. This is just what our family loves grilled chicken. You can't go wrong with grilled chicken in my house. So I just waited for chicken to be on sale, and when I pull it out, you guys will see I actually have some chicken breasts and some chicken thighs because that's what I found on sale. So totally flexible recipes, and it's just such a time saver, such a game changer to have these pre-done in your freezer, and then when you're ready to grill, they're done. And you don't have to go to the store and pay crazy amounts of money for pre-marinated kebabs, which are like $3 a kebab, if not more. This works out to $3.99 a pound when it's on sale. So an average meal, we're gonna be doing family size meals here. An average meal is going to be $10 or less. So see how these Ziplocs, depending on how they're laid out, already with the olive oil, they're getting a little bit shaky. So I do think, this is my first test for those little green thingies. I do think I will end up investing in them. If you guys have them in your kitchens, or if you love a certain brand, I'd love to hear which one it is. All right, so our olive oil is done and our 1/4 cup is done. So I can kind of like get it out of the way. Next up, we're gonna be doing a pinch of SPG, like I said. I'm gonna be using today my 4-in-1 spoon from Epicure. So one side of it has 1/4 teaspoon, one side has 1/2 and 1/4, one side is 1 teaspoon, the other side is 1 tablespoon. Again, the less dishes that I have to do when this is over, the happier of a mom I am. Can I get an amen? I did once a freezer meal cooking class. I didn't actually follow along. It was with another company. My friend and I ordered the whole package. All the spices went out, bought all different types of meat. It came with all kinds of different instructions and labels and marinades. And at the end of the day, like, they were okay meals, but the amount of dishes, the amount of hours that it took, it was such a mess. And it was so labor intensive that it just completely turned me off from freezer meal cooking. Probably for a good 5 years now. When I think back, my little guy was, I don't even think, born yet. So there you go, SPG done in every single bag. For those of you that told me you wanted to cook live with me, I've already sent you everything that we're gonna be using. But if you're just tuning in or if you're watching on the replay, no stress, you can put your email or let me know in the comments and I will send you the notes on everything that we're cooking. Plus, I'm giving you guys all of my side dishes, what I eat with all of these meals, okay? So first things first, you can see here I've got 3 lemons and 1 lime. We're gonna zest. So we're gonna do all our zesting to get it out of the way because it is a little bit louder. So the first recipe we're doing is lemon, rosemary, garlic, and that one needs 1 lemon zest. So just gonna bring that here to the forefront. And if you're cooking along with me, go ahead and zest now. What I love about this again is that I'm not wasting the fruit, the vegetable. I can just completely have have it for lemon water, have it for, you know, the rest of my recipes. But the reason why lemon zest versus lemon juice actually is because it holds on to your meat better. It gives a better texture when you're grilling your meat. So that's something that I learned, and I thought, great, I can use this in 2 different ways. Anywhere where you can save a little bit of money and kind of use things in 2 different ways is always a winner. There you go. So you want to go down all the way to when you start seeing the white. Already smells delicious. Something about lemon zest and lime zest that just makes everything really fresh. And that's what I loved about these recipes too, versus some of the more traditional freezer meal or crock pot or bulk cooking, if you will, is a lot more cooked stuff. Sauces tend to get a bad reputation. They don't taste fresh. They don't taste crisp. They don't taste exciting or fancy, right? These ones will, I promise you. All right, so lemon zest is done in the first one. We're going ahead here with number 2 is going to be Mediterranean chicken. That one's going to get the Tuscan chicken. And if you've been following me at all, you know I am a huge fan of this new Tuscan chicken. It has a specific spice that is very unique to fattoush salad, a Lebanese salad that I grew up on, and it's called sumac. That spice is in this Tuscan chicken burger, and I think that's why it's really won my heart this season. I've been putting it on everything. So this one's going to get a hit of lemon zest and also Tuscan chicken. Here we go. This is actually the hardest part, you guys, believe it or not. I pre-opened up all my chicken packages, as you'll see, because like I said, I got some chicken breast, I got some chicken thighs, some were in like family packs, some were in 2-pack, and I was like, okay, that's one thing that I'll like pre-do. But it literally took me 5 minutes of like crunching open all the packages, dumping them into 2 big Tupperwares. And essentially you want to think of, if you're doing a family size meal, you want to do about 2 pounds of protein per Ziploc, so 20 pounds total. Okay, that one is done. The third one is going to be Greek, so that's number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Greek chicken is going to get some Greek seasoning and lemon dilly. That one also gets a thing of lemon zest, and then we got one more lime, and we're done, you guys. It's going to go so fast, you'll see. The other thing I love about this is that once it's done and it's in your freezer, you kind of know, okay, my meats are done. They're super easy to defrost too, because we're going to freeze them flat. I'm going to show you. And then you just have to think about your sides. And like I said, you can put your email address in the comments or send it to me privately. And I will have a special email coming out with all the side dishes that I use with them. And it just makes them all that much more fun. So even if you ate them 10 nights in a row, which you probably wouldn't, but even if you did eat them 10 nights in a row, it would never feel like the same meal twice, which is really important. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I feel like I'm eating the same thing over and over, I start to think about what pizza I'm going to be ordering instead of the food that I have already defrosted in my fridge. All right, Greek chicken is pretty much, this lemon is good to go. And it already smells so fresh. And the last one is going to actually get lime, and that's number 9. That is our spicy Mexican. So lime, and I already washed all of these, so I didn't have to do it on here live. But again, that was probably 2 minutes of just kind of scrubbing to make sure that there's no little germs on there or dirt. And then we're ready to go. I am also just letting you guys know I will be checking comments at the end of this live video tutorial, because I'm not close enough to my phone to actually see them from behind this island. One of the downfalls of cooking live with you guys, but I hope you guys are following along, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the end. All right, lime is in there. Okay, so we're done with these guys. Also gonna get these out of the way. And next up is we are putting in our spices. So I just listed them all here for myself so that I wouldn't forget which one gets which. First one is lemon, rosemary, garlic. And this is actually rosemary and garlic together from Epicure. So you only need 1 spice jar instead of having to mix and match. We already did our lemon zest. So this one's gonna get 2 teaspoons of, this side, 2 teaspoons of the rosemary garlic. 1, 2, and she's done. She goes back. Mediterranean chicken is getting Tuscan. Like I mentioned, this guy is my favorite. I'll read you guys the ingredients that come in here. So you are getting garlic, tomato, onion, sumac, red bell pepper, herbs, sea salt, black pepper, and rosemary, all in one jar. So this one's also getting 2 teaspoons of the same spice blend, but you're getting a lot of flavor. There we go. I think I'm actually running super low. I'm due to get another one of these guys. Oh my gosh, the smell alone. I'll put like 2.5. And what's good is that you can adjust to your family's taste. If you know that you like a spice way more than something else, you can go ahead and put extra, or if you don't like things spicy, or there's something that I'm showing you that you think, oh no, I don't really love that smell or that taste, you can reduce it. Next up is teriyaki, also one of my summer favorites. And I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons in there, so it only needs the teriyaki. And you're gonna see, once we put the chicken in, it's gonna be really, really well coated with 2 teaspoons. You don't need more than 2 teaspoons of whatever mix to make sure that all of your protein gets some love. Next up, we're doing maple chicken, and that is with O Canada, also seasonal, and we absolutely love this in our home. It is to die for of a mix, so it's getting 2 of O Canada, so you're gonna get some maple chicken. And when you guys see my email with the side dishes, you'll understand why I'm so excited to do this, because now our family gets to eat these for the next 2 weeks. My husband's like, perfect, we don't have to worry about what's for dinner. Next up is Italian. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of Italian and 1 teaspoon of pizza. If you've never tasted the pizza spice, you have to. It is like, it literally, you could put that on celery and it would still feel like you're eating pizza. So on chicken breast, it's definitely a winner. So 1 teaspoon of the Italian mix and 1 teaspoon of pizza. And you see how fast this goes, guys? Like, assembly line, cook once, eat 10 times. My kind of cooking, my kind of dishes. Done. Next, after Italian, we're doing Greek. Greek is getting 1 teaspoon of the Greek. This is actually salad dressing mix, but I use it to marinate all the time and it is fabulous. So 1 teaspoon of Greek dressing and 1 teaspoon of lemon dilly, because lemon and dill are authentic flavors of Greek. So I'm gonna do these. You'll see my side dish for this is lemon wedge potatoes and Greek salad. So yummy. Done. Next up, after Greek, we are doing classic barbecue. I'm using the barbecue and chicken and rib rub, but if you have the barbecue sauce mix from Epicure, you could also use that. So 2 teaspoons of barbecue mix. And my Ziploc bags are holding up okay. They're not terrible. So if you're doing this along with me at home, I want to hear how your Ziploc bags are holding up, if you've got a stand to them or you're just doing it old school. There you go. Barbecue. Next up is sesame, ginger, garlic. You guys, this one, I'm a huge sushi lover, and one of the things that really sells me on sushi is the side sauces, and this one makes the best like peanut, sesame, ginger dressing sauce dip. Feels so fancy. So 1 teaspoon of the sesame ginger. Again, it's a salad dressing, but I use it as dipping sauce all the time. And then 1 teaspoon of garlic. So this is minced garlic that you can use in all of your cooking, in all of your bases and all of your soups and your sauces, things like that. But it also works really, really well to marinate. And who wants to chop garlic or onions? No, I don't. Number 9, we are doing spicy Mexican. So we're using the fajita. It's really spicy, I warn you. So if you have children who don't really love spice, or you yourself don't love spice, I would say use half. So I'm gonna use a half a teaspoon of fajita just for this one, and then put in some pepper, but you guys can totally use 2, and you can get started and see how your family loves it. The side dish for this is gonna be like a taco salad, and one of the toppings is guacamole, and one of them is going to be sour cream. So if you make something that's too spicy, you can always balance it out with something cool, like a sour cream based top or dip. And the last one is a Portuguese chicken. So good. Our piri piri tastes super authentic Portuguese. If you've ever been to a Portuguese restaurant, or if you love that cuisine, you can attest. So 2 teaspoons of piri piri into our last bag, and we're done with our spices, you guys. Chicken is coming out. How fast was that? I should have timed myself. That's it. So the spoon can go away. My cutting board is pretty clean. And we're gonna pull out the chicken. I'm gonna show you just how to make this all come together. Done. So there you go. And I do not have a kitchen scale. I could, if you have one and you wanna be more precise, you totally could do some you know, some checking of making sure that it's 2 pounds per Ziploc. We're gonna eyeball it. I've got 2 full Tupperwares here, as you can see, for these 10 Ziploc bags. So I'm gonna start with, we're a family of 4 and we always like leftovers because then we can do nourish bowls the next day, lunches, work, all that stuff. So I'm gonna start with 4 good sized pieces in each Ziploc bag, and then we'll see if we have any left at the end to add extra. 2, and these are boneless. 3, 4, boneless, skinless, so no work for me to do on that end, which I love. And they were on sale. So like I said, at $3.99 a pound, 2 pounds for the meal, you're $8 on your protein. Figure your spices in your side dish is maybe $2. Like $10 for 6 servings is, you can't get that anywhere. I can't go take my kids to McDonald's for that price. And this is gonna be so much healthier and so much more delicious for sure. It's just a question of finding the motivation, I think, and the inspiration to do it. Sometimes I just feel like I don't even want to think about cooking or groceries or making lists. But then I see something really cool and I get inspired to do it. Definitely gonna have more than enough chicken here, which is no surprise because if you've ever eaten at my house, or probably anyone who's ethnic, there's always way more than needed, but that's okay because we love our leftovers. All right, I think I was doing, chicken thighs were first. So if you're doing chicken thighs, you probably want to double up. You probably need 8 chicken thighs, whereas with chicken breast, they're definitely a lot bigger. So you probably get away with 4 chicken breasts per Ziploc baggie. There you go. And again, you can eyeball it. You don't have to be super precise. There's no big mistakes in cooking, right? There you go. So move this over. And again, like I said at the beginning, I love how little dishes there's going to be for me at the end of this assembly line. That is the most fun because there's nothing like a great Pinterest recipe and you get to the end of it and you look at your sink and you want to cry because the recipe might be delicious, but the amount of time you now have to stand at that sink is not exciting for sure. 2. What I also love about these recipes is that whatever eating plan you're on, if you have any dietary restrictions, everything from Epicure is gluten-free and made in a nut-free facility, so you can rest assured that it's safe. And then these, because it's chicken, we're using olive oil, and the spices are all very low carb, low sodium, keto, Weight Watchers friendly, dairy free. There's no dairy in any of these. They really fit well with all different types of eating. There we go. Now we're on our second big Ziploc, big Tupperware of chicken, and we only have 2.5 Ziplocs to go. So we will definitely have an excess of chicken. But that is okay. Right. And when you guys make these, I want to see pictures and I want to see if you use, like, how you used it, what side dishes, if your family approved, what your favorites were. Epicure's summer selections will be getting vaulted in the month of August, so I will definitely be stocking up on some of these because, you know, even in December, I like my chicken teriyaki and my Tuscan chicken and Oh Canada tastes of summer. There you go. Get those in there. I definitely see even though I'm only touching chicken once already, that the Ziplocs are kind of moving around, it bugs me. And it bugs me that I have to get my fingers in there, so I definitely think I will be investing in those Amazon little green thingies, little stand-up thingies, and I'll put the link in with the email that I send you guys, and here in the comments if it's something you would like for your kitchen. Go. All right, I'm gonna go back to the start so I make sure that it's fair and everybody gets some extra love and some extra chicken. And again, if you guys don't have all these spices at the time that you're watching this video, you can absolutely double up on some that you do have, some favorites, or you can go ahead and send me a message after this video and place an order to get some of these in your own kitchens. They're super versatile. Like I said, you only need 2 teaspoons max of the same spice in the same bag. So you're definitely going to use that jar. I've had some of these jars from last summer that I didn't even finish. These Ziplocs are getting really full, so I might have to stop soon. There we go. And these are the medium-sized Ziploc freezer bags. If you have a bigger family or if you'd like to have more leftovers, you can definitely go ahead and use the larger size Ziploc bags. And again, we're going to be freezing them flat. I'm going to show you in a second how I just get all the air out and get the marinade to move around so that it's ready. We use these pretty quickly. We barbecue a lot in the summer, so I did not put a date on them, but freezer meals are usually good for about 3 months. So if you want to put a date, you can go ahead and put a date on your meals so that you know when you did this and how long that they're good for in your freezer. If you have a bulk freezer, like a deep freezer, they're probably good for even longer. There we go. All right, we're really stretching. Definitely got too much chicken. All right, we're gonna just put these aside. I'm gonna show you how I take out all the air, and then we are ready to freeze them. So let's start with these guys because they're easier. They're on here. I love how easy they come off. So what you want to do is kind of push your marinade up from the bottom and make sure that the air, as much as you can, is kind of coming out. You don't need one of those dehydrators. You can really just kind of hold it up so you can see. You just want to, there you go. Leave just a little bit of space so that you can kind of push the air out as you go and get it as flat as you can. And then you can go ahead and kind of, flip it around, fold it, and then you've got your marinade done, and you're going to be laying this flat on one on top of each other. So definitely really good, big, hearty meals, which are always nice, and it's less cooking the next day when you have leftovers, right? This one is our Mediterranean chicken with lemon zest. Smells so good. Again, there we go. And just flip that around. Voila. And again, like I said, what I love is the variety, right? You don't feel like you're just eating bland chicken and broccoli and steamed rice every night, because that's when we all know we fall off the healthy eating bandwagon really quickly. Teriyaki. And teriyaki is just so delicious on its own, you guys. But when you defrost it, if you want to even sweeten it up or make it extra special, you can add some maple syrup and some soy sauce into your bag just before it hits the grill. That's a really good tip. Or if you're using it as teriyaki chicken, kind of like in a nourish bowl the next day, you can do the same thing and just give it a hit of extra sweetness in there and liven up all the flavors of teriyaki. There we go, it's done. Next up, we've got our, let's see here, maple. Oh, Canada, same thing. When you defrost it, when it's ready to hit the grill, you can give it a splash of maple syrup. Totally optional, like just to sweeten it a bit. Everyone's palate's different, and sodium, everything from Epicure is very low sodium, and we started off with SPG, salt, pepper, garlic, with some parsley, which even lowers your intake of sodium even more. So instead of starting with a pinch of salt, so you may find that some of these need a little bit of salt at the end, but I encourage you. I'm such a salt girl. I love my salt, but ever since using Epicure, it's been about 2 years now, I've really noticed that I've been able to cut back because there's so many other flavors happening that you don't miss the salt so much. So I encourage you not to add extra salt until it's time for you to actually eat. And then you can see if you want it, it's easy to add at the end, right? Harder to take out. This one is our Italian chicken. And again, you can kind of flip it around and just make sure that every piece of chicken is getting some love. Next up, we've got our Greek. Same thing. And then we are done, you guys. Once this is all flat, we are done, and it can go right into the freezer. I'll probably leave one out tomorrow. The hardest decision will be which one to eat first. And then as I make the recipes, I'll definitely take pictures so that I can share here in the group. And like I said, I'd love to see your pictures and see what things you guys are making, how you're making them, if you make any adjustments. I'd love to hear about it. And we can definitely do this again, seasonally or for different cooking classes once we get back to doing kind of in-home. This one is barbecue chicken, and the barbecue mix is so yummy. Like it tastes like a real southern barbecue. Like it's got like a good kick to it. And it's done. There we go. And we've got our ginger garlic chicken. And I mentioned to you guys that peanut sauce, it's actually on the back of the jar. So if you have sesame ginger at home, take a look at the back of the jar. I probably owned sesame ginger for a solid year before I ever noticed on the back of the jar there was a peanut sauce dip way to do it. And then when I did it, I don't even think I use it as a salad dressing anymore. I only use it for that. And second to last, we've got our Mexican spicy one here. This one will be a fan favorite for sure because you can use it for Taco Tuesday and all kinds of different ways with some grilled veggies. Go flatten this one out too. And last but not least, we've got Epicure. We've got our Portuguese. So we've got a good bit of heat to it too. And we are going to be done. Super economical, kid friendly, tastes fresh every time. You will definitely start to see freezer meals and freezer cooking in a different way. What's nice about these recipes too is that once the chicken's marinated, if you don't have a grill, or if it's pouring rain on the day that you want to grill, you can absolutely use these grilled chicken recipes in your steamer, in your crock pot, in your Instapot, in your air fryer. You can use them in whichever way your family prefers to have them. But now you've got 10 wholesome, ready meals that you don't have to think about. All you have to do is put your sides together, and grilled chicken, boneless, super easy, probably 6 to 8 minutes on the grill, and supper is ready. So I hope that this class helped. I would love to hear your feedback, and we will definitely be doing more of them again. I'll probably have 8 more of these guys by the time we do this class again. Thank you guys for joining. If you have friends who you think would love to see this tutorial, please invite them to the group and send me your pictures.